What up, dogs? I don't know if you can hear me or not, but mic check check. Guys, I guess leave a comment if you can hear me or not. Whatever. Let me shrink my face because it's really fat. Dude, I subbed Currian and James. We got a USA jersey today too, and that's me over there. Told you guys I was number 33. Anyways, guys, can you guys hear me? Are you guys able to hear Puffy this time? Because I heard the last live stream and it was pretty bad. Like it was like wreckage on the. Oh, let me put this on the other side. It was like wreckage on the sound. Like it was bad, like really bad. And I thought Puffy was like causing that. It wasn't Puffy. It was in fact these like earbuds right here. Oh wait, you can't see them. What in the world? These earbuds right here. They're plugged in because for some reason my computer, when it plays it back, it talks to me. Whatever. But anyways, guys, how you guys doing? Tell me where you guys are from. Are you guys jumping in the stream? We're sponsored by Versaco today and some water. Today, obviously, you guys can tell what we're going to be talking about, and I lost all the comments, so I really don't know what happened here. But I'm assuming it's still good. Today, we're going to be talking about when to get in and when to get out of a farm. I'm going to refresh this page. Hopefully, I don't lose y'all, but we'll see what happens. Oh, yeah. I think we lost you. Did I lose you? Dude, my internet is like wreckage. Did I lose you guys? Okay, cool. I didn't leave you guys. Alright, so while we still got somewhat of internet, as you guys can see, I got like 400 million tabs. It's not going to be crazy long, but I'll try to keep it short. I just want to explain a couple concepts to you guys and explain them to you. And Westbrook to LA, I like it. You got to check out Poly. Dude, I saw Poly wants a cracker. It's like fire sauce right now. Poly wants... It's like, what is it's like lithium or something like that, whatever it is. The price was like 30. Oh, dude, it's 43. Everyone's done. Well, remember this. If everyone's saying get into the farm, that's time to start taking some profits. But I'm going to explain a couple things when to get in and out of farms, just so you guys know. But yeah, dude, Poly wants a cracker is killing it right now. Jeez. Wow. Nuts and ham right there. Anyways, guys, let's go and get into the content. If you guys have any comments, this is the fridge over here. Just leave a comment saying, yeah, what up? Can you tell me about this? Whatever. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. First off, guys, as you guys can see, we are talking about when to get out of a farm. There are several different signs, and first off is obviously market cap. So market cap is not always a tall tale sign, but if it has a really high market cap, it's one of those things you have to figure out. Is it more likely to have more people dumping in or less people? That's how most of these farms go, and most of them have ponzonomics. And that's just standard practice. Like, for example, Polywhale, Krill. Now, this was a tall tale sign. If you look in their GitHub, that you could tell like they really did nothing. They had one or two things on their GitHub. So their team really wasn't developing junk. And if you go onto their website right here, obviously they made the announcement like, hey, look, we're shutting it down. Sorry, rug pull, whatever. We dump all the tokens. I mean, it's like one of those things like if people started looking into the GitHub, they would tell like they aren't really innovating anything. They aren't doing anything new. It's really just a fork, and the reason, in my opinion, they were probably staying alive and keeping it going, as you guys can see on this chart, they were probably just keeping it going and just like, okay, well, hey, we're making money while everyone else thinks they're making money too, because they get a portion of it, guys. Those 4% the 4% deposit fees, where do you think it goes? Well, they get a portion of that. Just look in the docs, look in the contracts and the smart contracts, and it explains it. But when they started noticing it was going into a bear market, like, I don't know. No, that was probably like right here. May, when just Bitcoin just took a dump. Let me just show you guys. Just show you I'm not blowing smoke up your buns. Bitcoin took that massive dump back in May. And that's when all the guys are like, oh, what the snap? Dude, it's game over. Let's just like dump everything. As you guys can see, look. May 10th, bam, done. That's when Polywhale was like, oh, snap. Cut it now. They're going to find out about our GitHub. But you guys get the point. Like, they weren't developing anything. They were doing nothing. Now, let me show you one on the opposite side. PancakeSwap. All right, sure. PancakeSwap got a bit wrecked That's okay. And hey, if you don't like Binance Smart Chain, I'm with you. I don't like Binance Smart Chain either, but I love pancakes, especially with chocolate chips. Like, it's fire sauce, and it's got to have whipped cream and even M&Ms. M&Ms are good too. But PancakeSwap survived. Like, it's still launching and it's still thriving. Well, why is that? Well, if you go onto their protocol, like, they have tons of trade volume right now, and they have different farms that you guys can go into, and they're developing so many other different things. Not my favorite, but they have this lottery thing, and this thing burns cake like nuts and ham. If you guys have never tried the lottery thing, don't try it. Just don't. But if you are trying to buy a lottery ticket and you hold cake, this is probably the best thing to do because it's probably in your best interest because it actually increases the price of your cake token. So if you are feeling like gambling, instead of buying that lottery ticket from like the gas station, just do it on PancakeSwap. I mean, that's if you are. I don't recommend buying lottery tickets. Like, seriously, don't do it. But this lottery ticket, trading on any of the swap fees, anything that you do on this protocol actually goes towards buyback and burn. I can show you guys in the docs so you guys can see it. Well, actually, I didn't pull that up, but you can look into the docs, and like if you look on the exchange, it kind of explains what's going to be burning and what the token's going to be used for. So like, there is a high inflation on the token, and a lot of people are like, oh, Pancake will never go to zero. Well, there is a chance that it goes to zero because it has an infinite supply. So it's constantly going up in price. And yes, they always tweet about burning on the main page like, hey, we burned crazy amounts. And they have a bunch staked, obviously, because they're paying like 99% interest on it. But they have a lot that's just being burned and burned and burned. So look, they have 185 million burned out of the total supply of 202 million. That's why it's going crazy nuts and ham, just so you guys can comprehend and understand that, is because they're constantly burning the tokens. But how do they burn it? They have volume on there. Now, the chance for Pancake to go down is if there is no volume in the exchange. Like, there's no people playing in the prediction markets, no people playing in the lottery, no people playing with the collectibles, no people doing the team battle, no people swapping, because the swaps also burn cake. So that's one of those things you got to understand. And a lot of people are like, it'll never drop. It's paying 100% APR. Where does that come from? Just so you guys can comprehend that. And also, if you guys look into their GitHub, I'm going to close some of these tabs as we go. Look at their GitHub, man. They're constantly developing, John. Look at this. This is massive. This is bigger than some like legit projects that aren't just like farms. This is literally like a Uniswap GitHub. It's crazy. And you can look into all of these repositories, like updated an hour ago, 2 days, 11, 17, 2, 17. Guys, they're doing junk here. They're actually developing on here. Did you guys see the other Polywell Krill GitHub? There's nothing on there. The big thing you want to know about these farms is, first off, if the TVL is really high, how much higher can it get? PancakeSwap, you can see all the development that they're doing. You guys see all the stuff they're doing on GitHub. GitHub is like the one-way, know-all type of thing, because that's actually like proof of work, I guess you can call it, in working on these projects. So get into the GitHubs. It's really easy to look at them. Sometimes they're on CoinGecko. Like if you go on CoinGecko, sometimes they'll have it like, hey, you can go to the docs, or there'll be like a section that says code. Let's see if it says it. No, yeah, it doesn't have it on here. But they'll have one section that'll have a link to their GitHub. It's usually in this. If not, all you got to do is go to the docs. The docs is like the best place to go. Or you can go into the Telegram chat and you just scroll down looking for MasterChef, looking for the GitHub. Just look for the information. So like look here, edit on GitHub. So that's how you can get to GitHub. So you just try to figure out where the GitHub is and take a look at the GitHub. So they're all different for all different websites. So it's not like a one-all be-all. So that's PancakeSwap. And look at their community, guys. They almost have 100,000 members. The big thing you want to look for in cryptocurrency are communities. If the community is strong, if the community is big, well then that's one of those things that it's got going for it. All these cryptocurrencies are built around communities. Just think about it. It's a governance token for a reason. Like well, I'm not calling PancakeSwap, but for example, Uniswap is a governance token for a reason. It does nothing but align the community together. So if you want to be a part of Uniswap and be like, yeah, I'm a uni holder. What up, dog? And then it's like, oh, cool, I'm a uni holder too. What up, dog? That's all it is. I mean, it's just like NFTs. It's the same concept of an NFT, or even like that check mark on Twitter, like the verified check mark. Oh yeah, this is so cool. Who cares? It's just a check mark. What does it mean in real life? I got a check mark on Twitter. Okay, good job, Johnny. The next one is SushiSwap. So this is another example I want to show you guys on SushiSwap. Look at this. You guys see all these chains? They're developing. They're trying to do stuff. They're constantly coming out with stuff. And obviously you can see it in the price of the token. Look at the price of the token. Sure, it had the initial pump up in the farm launch, whatever, I understand. All these farm tokens do that as well. But they kept going. They kept building. They had like a rug pull back in the day. It was from the developer, just kind of like a TLDR on it. But just wanted to give you guys some information on it. SushiSwap is constantly developing junk. You guys can see it in the price chart. And just go on their GitHub, man. Same thing. GitHub. Look at this GitHub. 2 pages. It's almost more than, what was the one we just looked at? PancakeSwap. SushiSwap. And it's less than market cap. What does that tell you? Well, if SushiSwap has a lower market cap than PancakeSwap, and it has almost twice the size of the community, they're developing on multi-chain, why are they half the price of Pancake? Pancake is only on Binance Smart Chain. It's as strong as its weakest link. What if Binance Smart Chain gets wrecked? Or what if CZ, I don't know, SEC comes after them? Shuts up. Obviously, the Binance Smart Chain is super centralized. If you didn't know that, if Binance shuts down, well, Binance Smart Chain closes down, guys. Sponsored by water again. Sorry. So we got SushiSwap community. 36,000 members. This is on Discord. Probably got more on Telegram. Let me just show you guys how many they got on well, just take my word. No, actually, no, we can't do that. Don't take my word for it. Let's go to SushiSwap, look for Telegram. Where's your Telegram at, dog? Alright, well, anyways, guys, I'll have to find it later for you. Actually, you know what? It's right here. Oh, wait, no, they don't have a Telegram. That's why. Loser. I'm talking to me. But check out their Twitter. Look at their Twitter. 118,000 followers. That's a lot of peeps. Anyways, that's just how you guys are going to be looking at these farms and picking some out. We can give you guys another example if you guys want. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. All right, this is an example of one that didn't really innovate too much. Goose Finance. So Goose Finance, they did have a cool team. They did have some great concepts and great ideas. But as you guys can see, the price of the farming token really didn't reflect that. So even though they are developing in like GitHubs, Gitbooks, and doing a lot on the protocols, there's a chance like it doesn't get traction. So I mean, I know a lot of projects that like they're just building, but they don't get traction. And then I know a lot of projects that are like complete trash, and they go to the moon. Like for example, SafeMoon. How the pants does that go to the moon? Or that other random, you know, that junk coin. Like, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not even going to say it. But it's like trash. How does that trash pump? Well, it's marketing. That's it. Look for protocols that are developing junk. Look into their GitHubs. So let's show you guys another one on Polycat. Polycat is kind of interesting. Oh, and here's the link where you guys can get into the GitHub. See how this one shows up? It shows up there so you guys can see it. Their GitHub isn't crazy, but you can go into their contracts. They had 2 months ago, 28 days ago. GitHub is not a one-all, be-all. But check out their website. Their website, they farmed all the tokens. It went to 0. Yes, I understand. Not the token didn't go to 0, but like you can't earn anymore. All these APRs are 0. But they did launch a second farm, which is interesting. It's beta.polycat finance farms. So now what they're trying to do is the current supply that they have, they're creating different pools to burn all of these tokens. So let me show you guys. You can do a burning vault. I don't know why people would deposit it, hence why there's only $1.30. Maybe they just pull them at random. But, well, hey, 2.91 million. Burning a bunch of tokens at this rate. But all the interest that you earn are going to burn the Polycat tokens. So that was an interesting kind of twist they put. I really don't know why they did that. And they did launch, it looks like they launched a second token. Not really sure about it. I haven't researched Polycat Finance enough because I'm looking at other protocols. Me personally, I didn't jump into Polycat because I'm looking at it. I'm like, it's not for me. It doesn't seem like it. And as you guys can see, well, the price really didn't show it too well. But hey, it is what it is. Polycat's still one of those OGs. It's nice to have one of the tokens just to say, hey, I have some fish tokens. Good for you. But it did last pretty long, so the ride was nice. But what's interesting that they did is now they allow you to deposit into their pools and their protocols and earn, and there's no deposit and withdrawal fees, which is pretty interesting. Let me go ahead and unlock the wallet so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let's see. It's probably going to have me... What in the world? Oh, I'm on Ethereum. That's why. Let's get off this. Let's go to... What is this? Matic? Yeah, this is Matic. Alright, so we're on Matic. We're going to unlock the wallet. Look, there's no deposit fees, no withdrawal fees. What they're doing is it's basically going to give you just a return on your investment, just period. But there are some pools that will burn some of the fish. So like 4.5% of the earnings will buy back and burn fish. That's really a low value. Like if you go to Adamant Finance, it's like 30%. With Polycat, it's only 4.5%. That's awesome. Because I mean, I will pay someone 4.5% of my profits to automatically just redeposit, auto compound, and do this junk. That's why I'm doing it. In fact, look, I'll show you. I did jump into Dino some. I put some Dino in here, and it's automatically redepositing it for me. I don't have to do anything. It just does it for me. I mean, why not? And look, the APYs make sense. As you guys can see, the APY on Polycat is 659,000%. Obviously, that's an APY, so you're like, well, I can do better if I deposit on Dino. Well, sure, maybe you can. Well, how about we look at this? If you look at the return on investment over the year, it's actually 362,739. Okay. Well, obviously, they aren't auto-compounding it. That's just your APY just in general. So if you auto-compound it, it will be more. But look, it's already... Let me close this. But look, it's already higher, and I don't have to do anything with it. The reason it's higher is because it's auto-compounding it, and I just don't want to do it. Like, I'm lazy. I already have like 10 farms running. If I just have this set on auto-compound, it'll compound at a better rate than I would just manually doing on DinoSwap once a day. This one does it for you automatically. So that's what I think is pretty interesting about Polycat. I'm not talking about the token itself, but then again, if you think about it, if more people use Polycat and locking in more TVL, then the token will go up in value. But then what's the use case of the token? Well, I was looking into that and I was able to find the tanks. So I was like, that's interesting. So maybe, just maybe, if Polycat kind of gets its panties in a wad and figures out what to do besides earning Dogematic, what the pants? Why would I want Dogematic? I don't want Dogematic. You stake your fish token to earn Dogematic. And sure, you can stake it over here, but you earn nothing. So it's like, what the pants? Why would I do that? So, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get their panties together. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's Polycat. So let's get rid of Polycat. Now, DinoSwap. Tyke's been talking about this one a lot. I really don't need to do a video on it. He covered all the points. He did a really good job on it. Shout out to him. So I didn't think I really needed to make a video on it. But you guys were wanting to hear what my thoughts are. I'm in DinoSwap. I did jump in. I like DinoSwap. It works pretty cool. And I do like Do Kwon. So me personally, anything Do Kwon is touching is gold. Like, if Do Kwon finds interest in this, then to me, personally, it's like game changer. And there was a Medium article that talked about, let's see, 4.7 million led by top VC funds right here. So this was in one of their Medium articles. Yes, someone can just make this up, but still, it's just interesting. I mean, if Do Kwon's coming in here and several major VCs, well, maybe the farm can last a little bit longer than normal. So it's one of those things to keep in mind. The best thing you want to look for is a farm. All these farms are going to die. Like, almost all of them. 99.999999999% of them do. But you want to find the farm that lasts the longest. Why is that? Well, because you got to somehow, in the beginning, whether you're paying 4% deposit fees, which is one of the rules, do not pay that, or you got to buy the token to LP. when you buy the token to LP, you're automatically partaking into that project and partaking into the impermanent loss that can occur. So if you aren't making your profits or your money back quick, that curve to get your money back literally goes like this, just goes down and down and down. So when I say curve, it means these are the bottom line would be your days that you have to wait. And this curve, say 100% is up here. Now, your curve would be to get 100%, say it takes 30 days, 100% at the top, you're done. That's what you want. You want a straight up curve. But if that farm just automatically dies, your curve's going to go like this. Instead of going up, it's going to trend down, and you're actually going to lose money. So that's how the curve would work, like with the farming curve. You would have 100% on this side, like profits or your money back, and on the bottom side would be like the days that you're having to do it. So this is what you want. You don't want a curve like this. This is a wreck curve. And to get that wreck curve, that's if that token goes down, because impermanent loss. Anyways, that's DinoSwap. I like DinoSwap. It's a similar farm. It's easy to understand. The APRs did come down from like a week and a half ago. Like they used to be 22 or 2400. Now they're only like 800. But the Dino token, it's really just infinite supply. Hopefully they'll come up with something soon where it would burn it. But they have different pools that you can deposit them in. You can earn more Dino for staking your Dino. That's up to you what you want to do. Excuse me. And maybe, I don't know, lock Dino to earn rewards. If you want to do that as well, you can go for it. But they're developing junk. Like if you look in their GitHub, they're pretty active on here. That's good. Did you guys remember PancakeSwap? It's got a pretty good GitHub. These guys have been developing since November 1st, 2020. That's the PancakeSwap SDK. They're basically taking the same information from PancakeSwap and launching it with Dino. If you look into their contracts, they aren't crazy active, but they have some pretty active stuff on here. I would like to see some more and more stuff on here. As I start seeing more stuff coming on here, I'll bring more funds over here. Me personally, in DinoSwap, I probably have like 0.5% in there. I don't have a lot in there because it's risky, but I have some in there to at least get some exposure to it. Because I have funds in other farms that are less risky, like Ramp DeFi is risky, but I have other farms that are less risky, like Kyber Network, or DeFin's also somewhat risky, but hey. SushiSwap, I was doing QuickSwap, but I did swap out of that. And I was doing Aave. Obviously, guys, you understand the rewards went way down. But I have some funds over on Bancor Network. I did take a little bit of risk using it on Dodo. Dodo is paying out really well. It's not high risk. It's not low risk. It's about middle risk. Dodo is fire sauce. But I have it in a couple of other farms as well. Check out the video on 5,000, whatever, if you want. And that'll explain what I'm into. But I really, really do like Bancor Network. I'm going to have a video coming out on that. I like it because the impermanent loss is basically just non-existent in it. And it's paying like 60% APRs. It's pretty fire sauce. So that's Dino. What's next? We already talked about Krill. And Iron Finance, guys. This is like junk. As you guys can see, the token's just wrecked. Yeah, TVL went way down. But you guys can see, I mean, these guys have a history of getting wrecked, getting hacked, all kinds of garbage. I feel like there's like inside jobs going on, but hey, that's just my thought. And if you guys look at their GitHub, they are pretty active on Iron Finance with their GitHub. But they have a history of kind of just being like, dude, really? Are you really going to do that? It's not crazy active, but they are somewhat active on it. So that's why it's kind of like the team is cool. They're innovating on stuff better than most, like Polyweed and other junk. But still, it's like, come on, man. Anyways, let me check the fridge, see what we got. Oh, snap. We got a lot. All right. Sponsored by water. Super sus, Ollie. I'll take it. What do you think about this new Dino farm? Well, I hope you just heard the last 5 minutes. Poly York, what's it got going to it? Drop me a link with PolyPup. What do you think about Dino on Poly and Baby Cake? Never heard of Baby Cake, man. Don't really know what that is. Yeah, really don't know. What's up? What up, dog? Can't be getting yeah, you can't get rug pulled, man. It happens fast. Isn't Beefy with Dino better? Yeah, you can use Beefy Finance, but if you saw on Polycat, it's only 4.5%. Let me show you guys Beefy Finance. So, if you... Man, I just spelled that so wrong. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Google. You're the best. Alright, so if you go to Polygon, let me just show you guys this. The reason why I like Polycat... Yeah, Polygat. No. The reason why I like Polycat was because, well, dude, if you saw on Polycat, they don't charge any fees. And it's kind of like no-brainer. Well, no deposit and withdrawal fees. But if you look on the Dino USD LP, yes, they do pay you out 909% APY. Look at this. You got a withdrawal fee of 0.1%. That's pretty high withdrawal fee. I mean, sure, it's not anything crazy up front, but come on, think about it. But, dude, that is higher. Oh, because they're adding in the trading APR. So that's pretty interesting as well. But yeah, Beefy Finance is good, but be aware of these deposit and withdrawal fees. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, Beefy Finance isn't bad. Just careful with the withdrawal fees. What is with Polygon Farm? I don't know. Someone's playing around with it. Because it went down to like, I don't know, $12 or something. And then it shot up to like 21 and it's down to 17. So, who is Do Kwon? All right, Do Kwon is basically the guy behind Terraform Labs or the Terra Luna ecosystem. He's fire sauce. He was like Forbes 30 under 30. Let me see. Do Kwon Terra. This guy. Check this guy out. I'll drop a link for you so you can check him out. Here you go, buddy. Yeah, it is risky, but it's cool. Francisco will probably coach one. Drew Wag, what up, bro? That's my brother. Appreciate it, man. Thought I'm beefy. I like beefy. Back better late than never. $100 in BTC. What about Polyyork? What's Polyyork got going for it? 52 million APR? Jeez, I'll look it up. Polyyork. Polyyork. Yeah, I don't see it. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Max 4% deposit fees, low risk, RugDoc KYC. Polyyork looks interesting. On RugDoc at least. What does it look like on here? I haven't really looked into it, so I couldn't tell you. Market cap, total minted, total burned. That makes no sense. So they minted all of them? Maybe I gotta connect my wallet? Maybe it's just glitching out on me? Let me drop this. Move. Wait, did you guys see that? Why did it have lithium up there? Oh, I was connecting with lithium, that's why. Man, I hate opening all these browsers and connecting all kinds of junk. I don't know. Polyyork's weird. Like, I guess they're not minting anymore. Maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, it's 0%. I don't know. Oh, I guess maybe because they haven't launched yet. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. I heard about O3 Swap. I'm not using it right now. I remember they had an airdrop like a long time ago. But anyways, let me. I'll jump back to the fridge. Keep leaving your junk on the fridge. I'll go ahead and get back to this. Or not back to this, but I'll get back to the fridge. So here's another one, guys. This one lasted a really long time. This was PolyPup. So PolyPup, that's also another thing you guys got to look at are these tokenomics. So this was Bone. This was on the layer 2. So this was somewhat like a Goose fork. So whenever you see like a fork of like Goose Finance, you can go look at the charts and compare it and see what it's going to do. Typically, it's going to be about the same chart. So let me go ahead and show you guys the Bone chart so you guys can see this. Let me show you guys on CoinGecko. Like I haven't even compared these yet. I'm almost like 100% sure it's going to look like the exact same. So go to Goose Finance and then pull up a PolyPup Bone. This is just like a quick, I guess you can say tidbit or whatever. But look at this. Do you see this chart? It went up like ridiculously high. It was just nuts and ham. This was like, what was this? This was February to, I guess you can say, about March. That's when it just dumped off. Now look at Bone. Let's scroll out. Scroll out. Oh, we're on a 15-minute chart. We need to go to a 12-hour. No, we'll probably need to do like a 4-hour. 4-hour charts are the best. This farm hasn't been that old anyways. Alright, so the 4-hour chart. If you guys look at this, does this look similar to Goose? I mean, seriously, does it look similar to Goose? Like, I'll go on a 1 hour and it'll expand it out so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But this looks just like Goose. If you guys are wanting to figure out what a farm's going to look like, look what whatever they forked, see what that's doing, and then figure out like what it's going to look like by going based on the fork. Obviously, the time frames are going to be a little bit different. But see this? Look, down one, up one. Do you look? It literally did a double top, right? Remember? Look at Goose. Double top right there. And they even had it in a triple top. Let's see if this one had a triple. Dude, it kind of did have a triple. Look at that. Hang on. Look at that. It had a triple right there. So guys, you can look back at these farms and see what they're doing, especially if they're copies and forks of it. So I don't know. That's up to you what you want to do, but could be a tidbit of alpha right there. I mean, and then obviously you see it's just kind of like down only at that point and just scrolls down. But anyways, so PolyPup is pretty interesting because they launched a layer 2 and they're still building junk. If you go on to PolyPup, there's nothing there. So the pup token is not useless. It's just not much being done with it. But if you go to the PolyPup Bone token, this explains like the emissions. And if you looked into this, the docs, they said a new DApp will be released before August, which is, well, now. It's before August, which will take Bone and Pup as payment options. So they added this in the white paper. You guys want to look into some of these white papers. Don't take it as set in stone, but look into these docs and see what they're going to be doing. If they have roadmaps and ideas, that helps. So that extends the farm. So to know when to get out of a farm usually is when all the news or all their roadmap milestones are completed. So it looks like they may have completed their last milestone. I don't know. Time will tell. You just go to the roadmap, see if they got other junk. But looks like they got a layer 3 farming token. So I don't know. It looks like they're launching other junk. It might be buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. So I don't know. Time will tell. And that's what's keeping this farm alive. And if you go to the PolyPup Bone, I think we're on the Bone token. Yeah, let's go to Bone. So if you go to Bone, you can actually stake your tokens. So you can earn them in the Bone dividends. This is pretty cool. This is basically what PancakeSwap did. So right now you can earn, for example, if you're using Bone, you can earn 600% paid in sushi. That's really good. Or 400% paid in Bitcoin. If Bone price stays the same, those are some really, really good APRs. I mean, they're literally taking mixes from PancakeSwap. They're taking mixes from sushi. They're innovating. They're adding more and more junk. That's really interesting. I mean, obviously on the back end, all they're doing is farming Bone tokens and selling it and buying these other tokens on the market. But that's how you guys can understand it. Because if you go, like, it just makes it easier for people to see, oh, well, this is so cool. But that's really all it's doing in the smart contract code. Because if you go in the farms, or I'm sorry, the pools, all you got to do is deposit Bone and you can earn 500%. Same concept, but that's all they're doing is they're taking that and they're taking these 4% deposit fees. So all these deposit fees that you pay, those pay the holders of the Bone token and the PolyPup tokens because, well, you're paying 4% and they go back to the users and it doesn't buy. Well, they do have a burning mechanism on this, so it is going to be burning the Bone token, but that's how it keeps the price up. Because if there's not more money coming into the system and they're printing more and more tokens, there's going to be more tokens for less dollars. That's why these tokens go down in value. A lot of people don't understand it, but a lot of these are literally just money print or go burr. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So it's PolyPup Bone. That's another example of one that could last. Time will tell. We'll see what happens. And if you guys look in their GitHub, they're pretty active on here. Nothing crazy. Nothing like PancakeSwap or SushiSwap, but hey, it's interesting. Now here's Polygon Farm and Spade. I don't know if they're going to be innovating much. They do have not a crazy community, but if you go to their Telegram channel, they got about 3,000, almost 4, no, I guess 3,000 members. They used to have more. But one of these farms having a lot of members, that always helps. That's a good thing. And if you look into their GitHub, it's nothing crazy. So it's kind of like, it's one of those things you gotta value. Like, hey, I can make a bunch in these degen farms really, really quick, but I may get wrecked and lose all my money. Or you can go in a less risky farm and consistently have profits going up and up. It's up to you what you want to do, but make sure the GitHubs and the community is always a big tall tale sign to look for. So that's Polygon Spade farm. Now this one, Tomb Finance is doing really well for me. I don't know why it's doing this. It's probably because of my wallet. But Tomb Finance is doing a really good job for me. I really like Tomb Finance. And if you look into their Discord and their community, they're actually really active over there. They built a pretty complex project in general, but it's got some really neat concepts and really neat ideas. And if you go into their different contracts, they're constantly updating here. If you open up the contracts and look, 13 hours ago, 11 days ago, let's see, 11/11, and you go back, look into their Tomb Finance front end, nothing crazy on here. The fork from the snapshots, this was constantly updating. This is when they were making the protocol. They're pretty active in the GitHub. I mean, some of them have like nothing in it. Like this is Polycake. Polycake's got nothing. The website's down. Look at their GitHub. They did like 5 things. And then they were like, all right, we're done. We lasted from May 5th to May 25th. We're done. Whatever. So, I mean, it's like, oh, so you aren't doing anything. You want to look for protocols that have a strong GitHub and are actually doing stuff. That's, if you guys haven't got that concept yet, look for something like that. Polygon or Pancake Bunny, but now they have Polygon Bunny. Pancake Bunny has a huge team. In fact, like their Telegram is like 30,000 users. There's a lot of people there. They got a pretty pop in Twitter too. And their GitHub is pretty active. On Twitter, 115K followers. Remember, guys, you want to look for protocols that have a lot of users on it and a lot of people supporting it. And obviously, not just having people supporting it and joining in the community, you want to be able to look into something that the team is actually developing stuff. So if they are just generic and just popping out the same junk different day, then it's kind of like, what the snap? This is so dumb. You want to look for a team that's innovating. That's what you got to look for. That's the biggest thing in crypto, is finding the teams that are actually developing junk and innovating, not just copying everyone else's junk. Binance Smart Chain is riddled with people doing that because it's easy just to fork Ethereum, but yeah. Next is the social pages. So like on My Finance, what's interesting is if you go to their YouTube channel, they're actually active and they're making a YouTube channel. So in addition to just having like a GitHub, Telegram, Medium, or a Discord, they're having several different gateways of social media and different information so people can learn about the protocol. Remember, guys, how do those junk coins pump or grow or get people there? It's because they do a ton of marketing. So now these guys, they're building and launching stuff, and they're also doing interviews, and they're doing marketing at the same time because people will see this and they're like, oh wow, the team's doing junk. This is awesome. This is great. And that's what you want to look for, the team actually doing stuff. And you can actually see some of the team members. Like if you go on the fireside chat with Dodo right here, let me see, it's loading. But you can see one of the team members right here. A lot of projects, sure, they do like a KYC, but you really don't know who they are. It's not going to load for me. Stinking computer. It'll load eventually, so we'll come back to it later. But you want to look for teams that are actually doing something. And if you look in their GitHub, they're pretty active. I mean, they've been launching at it, since February 15th and going at it since June 29th. Well, still launching. And you open it up, let's see if they're still active on it. Open up the subgraph. 2 months, last month. Okay, nothing new on that. But they did have additional news. What was the additional news? Oh yeah, we're going to launch pools on Balancer. We're going to provide a liquidity mining incentive. So they're building and doing stuff. When you hear that, that's bullish on the project, especially with partnering with something like Balancer. That's when you're going with a huge project, big name projects, that means you're trying to innovate and build in the space, and other protocols actually see that. And here it did launch. I guess that's the guy. He's got like a goofy warp face on it, but dude, you can see some of the team members and you can listen to them and understand what they're saying, and like, oh, well, he knows what he's talking about. Another really cool one is on the Harmony blockchain is ViperSwap. So ViperSwap's pretty interesting. If you look into Venom, look at this. This GitHub is pretty good. I mean, Harmony 1 does not have a lot of traction yet, in my opinion. So I think that's what's holding the price of the token down. But you guys, look at this GitHub. Just guess what the chart's going to look like. Just guess. Me personally, I think it's going to look similar to PancakeSwap. Because, well, they're innovating. They got a pretty big team. They got a lot of people in their Telegram chat, Discord. Nothing crazy, but they got a strong amount for being on Harmony. They got like 4,000 people. And that's being on Harmony. How many people are on Harmony 1? No one. Just go on YouTube and type in Harmony 1 DeFi. There's nothing over there. Except probably ViperSwap. There's really nothing over there right now. They just built on the wrong chain, and that's why they're launching other stuff on different chains. Like CobraSwap on Binance Smart Chain. That's getting a lot of traction. People are going to be like, ViperSwap, that's so cool. Oh, I got to buy the Viper token and the Cobra token to make an LP? Oh, that'll create buy pressure. So they're creating different protocols. And that's trying to be like the Uniswap of the Harmony 1 blockchain. So let's just go ahead and show you guys what the chart looks like for Viper. I don't know. Let's see what it looks like. Me personally, I think it's going to look like cake. So let's see. Viper. Come on, Johnny. It ain't going to load. It's going to take forever. Oh, here we go. And they allow you to stake your token, right? More incentives not to sell. Oh, man. I had some dippage today. Well, let's see what it did. Dude, it literally looks just like cake. It came from $1.75 to about 50 cents. Cake went all the way up to $40 and it went down as low as $10. It's just like cake. I mean, dude, that's literally what it looks like. And if you look at the market cap, it's got a ton out there right now. Because if you understand how they printed out their tokens, they got a huge supply. But the fully diluted valuation is 204 million. So it's pretty big market cap, especially for being on Harmony 1. I mean, how big is the market cap of 1? Harmony 1's market cap is probably like $1 billion. I don't know. Yeah, it's not even $1 billion. That's what I'm saying. That's the point. It's a third of the Harmony 1 market cap. Just imagine, well, I guess these guys couldn't launch on like Ethereum because you got Uniswap and whatnot. But still, if Harmony 1 gets traction, ViperSwap would be a really good protocol. But that's if it gets traction. So that's one of those things to keep in mind as well. Next one is OlympusDAO. I like OlympusDAO. It is on Ethereum. It's got some crazy game theory, I guess you can say. But just look at their GitHub. They're constantly developing junk on here. If you go into the OlympusDAO and go on to the information, they have, like, this GitHub is crazy. Sure, you only see 3 things right here. But if you open up this is just one of them. They have several different subgraphs. You can open these and look into them. And the community is massive. Like the Discord, I don't even remember how many members it is. It's like several thousand. It's almost like 20,000. Or no, it's about 15,000. But still, the point is there's a lot of people looking into this protocol. And there's even rumors out there saying it might be going on Aave. If you have rumors that Aave is accepting it, well, how many tokens are on Aave? Let's just go to Aave real quick and show you how many tokens are literally on Aave. Just go to the market. So if you go to Aave Market V2, how many tokens are there? Literally just a handful. Like there's 30 tokens on here. And Aave launching Olympus on here? How bullish would that be? I mean, that's just a concept to keep in mind and to understand. Like, if it's just launched on here, same thing with Ampleforth. Ampleforth launching on here is huge news. Like, that's crazy. Anyways, guys, those are just some concepts to understand. But, hey, dude, Ampleforth is down. That could be... Wait, let's see. So, with that... I guess it's... So, basically what this is saying is most likely with Ampleforth, if you guys watch the video... So, if you're borrowing this token, you're expecting it to rebase up and you're shorting it. So, right now, it's actually got less people borrowing it because they're expecting it to probably rebase down. So, in theory, that could be a good thing because typically when people borrow it, there's a lot of selling pressure. So, now there's less people borrowing it and there's more buy pressure because people aren't shorting it as much. But Ampleforth was launched on here as well, and you saw it in the price. The token went from like 83 cents to like $2 or $3. But that's the point. When it's launched on there, and buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. So just to keep that in mind, guys. So Olympus, Yeah, they got a pretty neat white paper too if you guys want to check out the video. Oh yeah, we got to check out Poly Wants a Cracker. And yeah, dude, that's it. We got through all that junk. That was a lot of junk, but the point of the video, guys, is when do you want to... Oh, wait, you can't see me. So when should you get out of a farm? So first off, one is you need to figure out if that farm is going to be sustainable. How do you do that? You need to look into the docs, look into the GitHub, look into different Twitter, Telegram, look into different social media followings that you can find, and find a team. You want to be able to find someone with a team. Second, if there are big investors involved, well, that's what they do all day. If they find something good in the project, well, there's probably something good in it because that's what they're paid to do, is research projects and look for protocols. So make sure the team's good. They're developing junk. Second, look for investors. It's not a one-all be-all, guys. The more points that you have of this, the better, and the more likely the farm is going to be sustainable is if all these things match up or if it has some of these things. So developers, big team, a lot of people, a big community. Second, VC investors, investors in general, people investing in the project, looking at the project. Third, you want to look for a good marketing team. So like a lot of like YouTube, Twitter, a big Telegram group, because there's nothing better than having a big group who is like, yeah, I'm in Poly Wants a Cracker, check it out. And then they're like checking out Poly Wants a Cracker. They're getting money. They're earning money. That's how Ponzonomics works. Guys, I'm not calling anyone fools. It's called the greater fool theory. In order for these farms to keep going, and you got to have more people come in. It's just the greater fool theory. It's not just calling people fools. It's just people getting in. I mean, is Mark Cuban a fool? Well, I don't know. Some people may think he is. But he got into iron finance, and it's the greater fool theory. It can only get as big as it can get because there's only so much money in the world. So that's a concept you guys got to understand. That's the fourth thing, is making sure the TVL is not extremely high. It's different for something like SushiSwap, because SushiSwap, where does it get its yield from? Where do the tokens come from? How is it able to pay out users? Well, how it's able to pay out users is because when people are swapping and using volume on the platform, aka that's why PancakeSwap is sustainable, because it has the burning mechanism taking place. In order for people to earn sushi tokens, well, it's from the volume and the swap fees that people have to pay. So a lot of these farms only get volume because people are paying 4% deposit fees and coming over. In order to bypass the 4% deposit fees and the swap fees, well, swap fees are always going to be there, but the 4% deposit fees and constant inflation is, well, you got to have users. So it's almost like these farms are fake it till you make it. That's why 99.9999999% of them die and go away. So that's just something to keep in mind. So those are the 5 things you want to look for. And if you see those 5 things in there, that means it's going to last for a bit of a while. But if you see like none of those, just consider that farm dead within like 12 hours. It just happens. That's how it's going to roll. Trust me, it rolls like that. All right, so let's go to the fridge. Looks sus. What's sus? I don't know. Oh, maybe 03. Thanks. Poly York. Farm start. Oh, that's why. Okay. Look at farms. Do you have any yield farming course? I don't have a yield farming course, but I got a bunch of videos you can watch. Look at farms on Polyork. It's like 50 million APR. Yeah, it's because it hasn't launched, so it's basically infinite. So how it's paying out or calculating the APRs is because there's a bunch of money in there right now, and there's no tokens being printed. So remember, guys, it's all about the... And also, that's something that's very concerning. So let me show you guys Polyork. If there's a dev on the... Let's see. Let me type. I can't type and talk. What the pants? This is horrible. If there is a dev, like, just on the other side of the world, I don't know. Maybe he makes $10 a week. I don't know. Who knows what he makes? But he develops and just... All he does is fork SushiSwap or just fork some random farm. And he gets, how much TVL? He gets 18, well, there's only $18,000. That's nothing crazy. So he'll probably wait. If this gets to $18 million or even $1 million, what's his incentive? Hey, should I keep farming and possibly keep it going? Or What if I rug that $1 million? What would happen? Oh, wait, no one knows who I am. Okay. Oh, wait, I rug docked on KYC. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm Johnny Jeffy over in South Africa, or I'm Jiffy Jeb in India. I just scammed you. Sorry, come at me, bro. Okay, well, come at him. He probably doesn't have an SSN because, well, he's in India. He doesn't have a social. All you know is his name is, how about this? His name is probably Juan Carlos. How common is, I'm not calling him Juan Carlos, but the example is Juan Carlos is a super common name. Or Bob Johnson. Or Bob. I mean, how many Bob Johnsons are there in the world? Thousands. I mean, that's the point. Is it's like, sure, it's a KYC, but you just got millions. Who cares? You'll just rug. That's the point. That's just one of those things. You got to be careful with those farms launching, especially when they launch and that token, it literally goes straight up in price and it never hits that price point again, unless it's a successful farm, which is like 99.9999999% of the time. So, yeah, no, not for me. The risk isn't worth it. Smart, but hey, if Polyork after like a couple days it stays strong and is doing good, well, hey, you can always check it out. Smart contracts is a wave right now. Drip now, drip, good times. Yeah, the Drippians, they're here. I explained my thoughts on DinoSwap. Just scroll back to like minute 10 or something like that. All farms go to zero eventually. Yeah, dude, there's going to be a cool platform that'll allow you to short it. I don't know. Did anyone create that yet? That'll be awesome. That's different than SushiSwap, Bone? I don't know. Could be. Yeah, it is different. Yo, what up, dog? All farm. Yep, cake going to zero. Time will tell. We'll see what happens. Especially if Binance Smart Chain goes down. But cake is still fun. Astro Farm. Haven't heard of it. Punny twice. Yeah, I know they got hacked twice, but hey, they're still going at it. Still pretty good. I just like bunnies because my mom's got a bunny and the bunny I have is free. I've heard about Dodo a few times. What is their deal? Based in some art game thing. All right, so let me explain Dodo to you. I'll drop actually there's a link in the description like on this YouTube video. Just scroll down. But Dodo is like fire sauce. They created something called the Dodo vending machine. So let me explain to you guys the issue. Let me make sure I'm on Ethereum. Let me explain to you guys the issue of Lolly. Good times. Lolly's cool, guys. You can sign up. You can get $1. But Lolly, you get like free spins. What the pants, man? I hate with like the slow internet on live streams. Come on. All right, let's get off Matic. So with Dodo, it's got a vending machine. So this is a problem with a lot of projects first trying to launch. So they have a feature on Dodo that allows you to crowd pool. Why is this important? Well, if there are a lot of devs and developers trying to create a project and they don't have any money, well, that project ain't launching. Because in order to launch your token, or that it either ain't launching or your token price is going to be worth like nothing. Because how these AMMs work is you either get a lot of people not donating, but what is that? It's not donating, it's supporting you, like paying $5 million and investing. If you don't have people investing into your project, those tokens are going to be worth nothing because on one side you have to pair those tokens with another side of value. So that's why these farm tokens, they launch all these different tokens because that's their quote unquote way of crowd pooling. But a lot of people don't want to partake in Ponzonomics. They want to literally create a product, and that's what Dodo is solving. And on top of that, they're a DEX aggregator. It's like 1inch, but it's better in my opinion. So with the crowd pooling, it actually allows you to pool different tokens together. So like say I want to launch a token called Drizzy token. So I want to launch Drizzy. I need my token, or I think my token is worth $1,000 a coin because I only have 10 of the coins. Well, I need to fork up $100,000 and swap it with 10 Drizzy tokens. Now that's a problem because I don't have that $100,000. So I'm just going to go in and try to get some investors. And they're going to look at me and say, Drizzy, I ain't invested in that one. I already invested in Drizzy Drake. He's making me billions. He's the best rapper ever. I'm not investing in you. So it's like, okay, whatever. I know I'm white. I can't rap, but maybe I'm the next Drizzy. No, not today. But I need $100,000 to do that. But with crowd pooling, you can't see it because my internet is super slow, so it's not going to load for me. You can create one of these pools with a y times x equals k, and then it's like divided by another number. So like it's another, they literally just add one additional character into the formula, and it basically allows you to put the price of your token. So I can crowd pool and say, all right, they're $1,000 a token, and it goes up here for a certain period of time, and if people want to invest, they'll buy into it. So it's basically just like a Craigslist for investors. So if people see the token, they'll go to the project, like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I think it's worth $1,000 a token. I'm in. And it allows other people to get into it and more investors to get into it. So if people aren't able to get that exposure, Dodo allows people to do that. So it's almost like a launch pad, but it's a little bit different. You don't have to pair up both sides of the token. So if that helps any, it's like one of those things. I can just launch my token and pay nothing. Like I can just print the token. This is a concept. This is the idea. If you want to invest, great. Our project's up and running. No one invests. Better luck next time, Johnny. That's how Dodo works. That's the TLDR on it. And you can earn like 100% in the VDodo. Right over here in VDodo, dude, it's like 100%. 96% APR right now. It's game changer, dude. Game changer. I love it. Dodo. And the girl's like a genius, and it's a super low market cap. I hope that helps. Would you please check Astrofarm? Astrofarm. Sounds like, I hope it's not Trasho Farm. I don't know. You're going to have to drop me a link. Oh, Astrofarm France? Nah, I'm not going there. Just drop me a link, and if it looks okay. Astro has some vaults that people aren't able to withdraw from. Seems a bit sus. Well, I'm not in it. There's too many farms rugging right now, so I'm not going to touch that. Alright, so let's go ahead and explain Amberos. Question. How do you explain good tokenomics? Well, just because it has infinite inflation doesn't mean it's a bad thing. So a good example of, let me just show you PancakeSwap. So PancakeSwap has infinite inflation. Like it's constantly inflating in price, but it has a massive burn mechanism. So it's keeping the price down. So you can either have an infinite inflation price and keep the price down, or you can have something like Polycat. Let me show you guys Polycat. Polycat Finance had a maximum supply of 3 million. And what happened to the token price? Well, it basically got wrecked. It came from like $64 to like $4 or $3. And same thing with Krill. Krill had a maximum supply and it got wrecked. Like bad wreckage. So as you guys can see right here, the fish per block, it was like 0.002 or something like that. But the maximum supply is reached, you can't make any more. So that's the problem with some of these pools, is these farms dies because the maximum supply is reached. So that's why it's not always a bad thing to have an infinite supply. That's why Dino is interesting, because it's taking in that infinite supply and able to reward other users, and it doesn't have the burn mechanism, so it constantly can keep inflating the supply, whether or not more and more people can get in, because people are still going to get more tokens. And people like getting more tokens, whether they're worth more or less. It doesn't matter. They still like that concept of getting tokens. And if they're telling their friends about it, then it allows more people to get in and has the greater fool theory. However, on the other end, if the price of the token goes way up and you get less tokens, it's like, oh, what the snap? I don't like this. Same thing why people don't buy Bitcoin. Is because Bitcoin is a crazy high price, and they're like, oh, Bitcoin's too high price. Well, you don't have to buy a full Bitcoin, Johnny. You can buy some Satoshis if you want to do that. Nah, it's too much. I'm going to go buy some Doge. Have at it. Go ahead. I like Doge, but I'm not buying Doge as an investment. It's just for fun. So PancakeSwap, let's see if it shows it. Yeah, it used to show it on the old one. That stinks. But basically, it's an infinite inflation. Like, they're constantly printing out. I can't even remember how many cake. It's like 12 cake per block. And that's like, I don't know, 10,000x the amount of cake or amount of tokens per block compared to fish. It's one of those things you got to understand with the tokenomics. If it has a high amount, you need to figure out it has to have a ton of burn mechanisms. If it has a low amount, Then you got to figure out, okay, now, are there a bunch of deposit fees? How does this site look? Are there going to be more and more people getting in? How long can this farm last? Because if the tokens are, if it has a total supply of 3 million and it's already at 200, it's not at this, it's done. It's at 300. This is just the total amount out there. And it's already at 2.7 million. Well, I ain't paying that 4% deposit fee because this farm's probably going to last another 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And there's no way I can get the deposit fee back. That's why I don't recommend paying deposit fees. And I also won't buy the token because the token will go down in value even when I provide the LP token and not provide the 4% deposit fee, because once people stop earning this, what's the point of holding fish? Just to say you hold fish? Well, no. So if it's got a certain amount or a maximum supply, you need to figure out how long it's going to last and if they're going to innovate. Usually something like this, they'll do layer 2 or do something like they launched on Polycat right here. This is their new website. So that's just something to understand as well. Make sure they're innovating. Oh, man, I lost it. Oh, okay. I made a good money last 2 days, but yeah, it could be. Saw your guy, Doquan, on Defiant today. Oh, yeah, dude. I saw that. And I was waiting for like an hour. But I got to go watch it. Thanks for the reminder. Yep, Astro is good for a day and a bit. Haha. Yeah, that's how it rolls, man. When should I get out of DinoSwap? It's up to you, man. You do what you want. I couldn't tell you that because if I tell you to get out today and at 100x, you'll be so mad at me. And if I tell you to get out today and it gets wrecked, you'll be like, oh, well, yeah, who cares? I got out. I'm a winner. You won't say anything. I only get like the wreckage. Like if I tell you something wrong, it's like, that's why I don't give financial advice. I just tell you what I'm doing. If you want to do what I'm doing, great. If you don't, great. Drakeondigital, right. What up, dog? Thanks for the fight. No problem, man. Check out Drip. I'm good. Drippy, I've looked at it a couple times. Not for me. You can have all my Drip tokens. That's just me personally. Yeah, Mark Cuban dumped on Titan. Yeah, he probably did. Jesse from South Africa. York. But the same concept with Mark Cuban dumping. That's the point. He figured out there's no more greater fools, so he's like, I'm out, bro. York already launched. Bunny. Fires. What's your background? How do you end up deciding to go into property stuff, if appropriate to ask? I think I saw, yeah. You're the look sus guy. You look sus. No, I'm just kidding. Background, so what do you mean into property stuff? Like real estate? I've been doing real estate since I was about 12 or 13 years old. And the reason, I don't know if anyone knows why I got into crypto, but I own my own business. I think I made a video on it a couple days ago or something. Why I got into cryptocurrency and blockchain is because I saw a really shocking truth about how the industries work. Like in real estate, like I own my own company, and a lot of marketing websites, they'll block me because they see me as competition. So that's one thing. That's centralization right there. Second, even with like a bank or a payment processor, they'll be like, oh no, we don't want to use you, or we don't want to do service with you because we just don't like we don't like real estate, or we think it's too risky. We don't want to adopt it. Well, now if I can't accept payments, so how do I get payment, especially when everyone's going to credit cards? Well, you can't. So what's the solution? Well, dude, there's so much centralization out there. Those are just two examples. Third is, if you want to start your own company, well, you better get your own cell phone provider, because if that cell phone company, believe me, guys, this happened to me. They shut down my number. They wouldn't let me use it because I was getting too many phone calls. It was costing too much money for their unlimited service. They're like, sorry, we can't do it. So you almost have to have your own cell phone company. Same thing with internet. If someone sees you're like using too much internet data on unlimited data, they'll shut you down. So it's like, get your own internet company, get your own cell phone provider, get your own payment processor, get your own banker, be your own bank, get your own cell phone provider, get your own electricity or electric provider, get your own water provider. I mean, just think about it. There's like the other day, what is it? Not utility, but yeah, it was the internet company. They didn't get the check because it was lost in the mail, so they shut internet off. That's the point, guys. Is there's so much centralization, and crypto was, to me, was the solution. It was like, dude, this is the solution. No one can tell me what to do. It's permissionless. You want to send me money? Here's my QR code. You want me to send you money? Are you sure? I'll send you $1 trillion and no one tells me what to do. You go to a bank, try to withdraw $5,000 and they'll look at you and say, you got to come back in 5 days. You come back in 5 days and they're like, you got to come back 5 days. And then you come back in 5 days and they're like, you got to come back in 5 days. And you're like, what the pants? You told me this 5 days, 5 times. Why can't I get my money? Well, they don't care. That's the point. That's why I got into crypto. So I hope that helps any. And on top of that, I love these DeFi protocols and how it's allowing you to participate in a permissionless ecosystem. And the communities are just like amazing. Like these people developing things that are just, they just change the world. And these banks, they're looking at it and they're like, snap, dude, we're going out of business. Just think about it, dude. It's like 7 days to send money to someone and they can tell you whether you can send it to them or not. It's ridiculous. It's just trash. And that's why I got into cryptocurrency. I know it doesn't sound like much, but decentralization is just the TLDR on it. I didn't mean to look that up. So when you get into a farm, do you wait for it to tank and get in cheap? All right, so it's a fine line. If it gets cheap like the first 2 or 3 days, then that's pretty awesome. But if it gets cheap after like 100 days, no, because no one else is getting into the farm. You got to get into a farm where more and more people are still getting in. So a farm that has a ton of hype, like everyone's like DinoSwap, duh. I'm not calling DinoSwap bad, but I mean, remember Iron Finance? Everyone was talking about Iron Finance. I mean, it was in the news. Mark Cuban was in it. That was your tall tale sign to like get out, like now. So that's just how you can understand it. Doge's fun. Yeah, dude, Doge is fun. When I grow, I want to be like Drake. Not that other guy. Who's that other guy? I'm assuming it's me. Yeah, dude, I don't want to be Drake. I'd rather be Drakeondigital. My money gets smoked too often. I'm very hesitant nowadays. Well, yeah. Smoky money's not fun. I don't know. It's not fair that dram. It's not fair that dram. I don't know what that means. LOL. Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about centralization. Yeah, no, it's legit. It's true. I guess you can say I'm a example of it. Be your own house. Yeah, dude, you got to be your own house. Check this out. All right, you really think you own your own house? You pay all those bills. You pay off your mortgage payment. Don't pay taxes for a year. They're going to foreclose on your buns. So, guys, do you really own your house? Nah, bro. I don't think so. Dude, you didn't miss it. You're here now. What the snap? Ryan Callis. Hey, it's 5:55 every Thursday. Actually, guys, we voted in the Telegram. We're going to start doing it on Saturdays. So I guess a lot of people like Saturday better. So 5:55 on Saturday. We live. So we live at 5:55 on next Saturday. So if you guys want to join, we'll be here next Saturday. Well, I'll be here. I don't know if you guys will be here, but I'll be here. I'm good. I'm looking at Augury Finance. It rewards in USDC every block at dividends. Yeah, it sounds like Iron Finance. But I don't know. The farm may be more sustainable, but time will tell. It's unlikely for PancakeSwap to go back at all-time high, to its all-time high. Venus, etc. Okay, so there is a chance that Binance Smart Chain, or I'm sorry, not Binance Smart Chain, PancakeSwap could go back to its all-time high is if they have a ton of burning. Like I explained to you with the burning mechanism. Let me go, where is it? So the total supply right now is 202 million. And this is amount burned. So the total supply out there is like, what is that, 388 million? Yeah, about 88.5 million. So there's 388.5 million, and almost half the supply has been burned. Now, there is a scenario where everyone just apes in, starts trading like crazy on PancakeSwap because a new meme coin launches on there, or NFT gaming comes out. I saw Binance Smart Chain is starting to do gaming. So any and everything Ethereum does, they're copying it on Binance Smart Chain. Binance Smart Chain is like the Chinese copycat of American Chain, which is like Ethereum. American Chain, Ethereum, low, slow, and lazy, but innovates a bunch of junk. Chinese, cheap, quick, get it done, do the best they can, and copy everyone. But they get it done. Like, they work their buns off, man. Like Americans, we as lazy as possible. We're so lazy. We put our hands in that cookie jar and we don't even pick it up to eat the dumb cookie. I mean, dude, like Chinese people, they're like, oh, I want a cookie. So they go literally just make homemade cookies, eat all the cookies, and like it's like what the snap. They do everything. Oh, you want cookies too? I'll make some for you. That's just how it is. Like they're hard workers, but they just copy. It's just how it is. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, they just do everything cheaper. There's a business for everyone. Just like Walmart. Walmart does everything cheaper. Yeah, even the association of iconic. Yeah, that's how it rolls. All right, guys. If you guys got any questions, leave it on the fridge. But yeah, that's it for the most part. Let's go ahead and leave you guys with a wisdom one-liner. We're in Proverbs chapter 20. I think we're in verses 27. Yeah, I think it's 27. Yeah. No. Yeah. 27. 27 is good. All right. The human spirit is the lamp of the Lord that sheds light on one's inmost being. All right, guys. So whether you're a believer or not, just think about this concept. The human spirit is the lamp of the Lord. Well, if you do believe in him, well, what do you know the Lord as? And if you don't believe in him, what do you hear the people say about the Lord that do believe in him? Well, they consider him like really good, he's nice, he's merciful, etc. So the human spirit is a reflection of that. So that's what you guys want to be. Whether you guys are a Christian or not, it's one of those things like we still need good morals, we still need good people in this earth. I mean, you go outside and it's like wreckage, it's like horrible. Like you see women walking around and it's like, and that's okay to wear that? Or you see like people yelling and talking to each other and it's like, it's okay to say that? Do you kiss your mom with that mouth? I mean, well, I guess you wouldn't say kiss your mom, but kiss your wife with that mouth or whatever, or husband. But that's the point, is like that sheds the light on one's inmost being. So if you see what they are like on the outside, like yelling, screaming, cursing, doing all kinds of garbage, I mean, dude, you don't want to marry that person because they're like 100x worse than that. So guys, that's something to keep in mind as well. So again, from this verse, whether you're a Christian or not, if you're trying to find that soulmate, that person that you want to marry, figure out how they are, like as a person, like on the outside, like how they talk, how they explain, and that'll just give you a hint of what they're like on the inside. So hope that phrases anything. Remember, 100x. Thanks, bro. Peace. All right, guys. That's it, man. Peace out. Yeah. See you guys next Saturday. 5:55. We live. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.